1. The transatlantic freedom suits in British courts. Long before the American Revolution, enslaved individuals brought to Great Britain by their owners successfully utilized English common law to sue for their freedom. In 1702, a landmark case involving an enslaved man named Arthur went before the Court of Queen's Bench. Legal rulings during this era increasingly established that chattel slavery was not recognized by English common law on domestic soil, creating a vital legal precedent that inspired later freedom struggles globally. 2. Venture Smith, enslaved prince, merchant, and memoirist. Captured in modern-day Guinea around 1730 at the age of 6, Broke Mullen, later known as Venture Smith, was sold into slavery in New England. Through immense resilience, he performed extra labor at night to purchase his own freedom, his wife's freedom, and the freedom of 2 of his children. In 1798, he dictated and published one of the earliest slave narratives in American history, documenting his harrowing journey, entrepreneurial success as a maritime trader, and land ownership. 3. The Grand Maroons of the Deep South and Spanish Florida. Throughout the 18th century, freedom-seeking Africans forged alliances with indigenous populations, particularly the Creek and Seminole nations, establishing independent fortified settlements known as Maroon communities. In the swamps and frontier borderlands of Spanish Florida, these communities built self-sustaining agricultural towns. Spain granted them sanctuary and freedom in exchange for defending the territorial borders against British colonial expansion. 4. African-led diplomacy and warfare in the Senegambia. During the 18th century, kingdoms in the Senegambia region, such as Bundu and Futa Toro, actively resisted European slave trading practices through organized military defense and strict legal codes. Islamic reform movements swept through the region, leading to prohibitions against selling free Muslims into transatlantic trade. Local leaders engaged in complex diplomatic negotiations with French and British chartered companies, regulating European access to interior trade routes. 5. The role of West African artisans in colonial architecture. Many Africans forcibly transported to the Americas during the 18th century came from cultures with highly sophisticated traditions in metallurgy, indigo cultivation, leatherworking, and masonry. In coastal cities like Charleston and New Orleans, enslaved master craftsmen and ironworkers were largely responsible for designing and building the iconic wrought iron balconies, gates, and structural brickwork that defined colonial urban landscapes.